Hello, I am now going to show you guys something that I know everyone's been always asking for, and that is how to do a smoky eye. There are so many ways to do a smoky eye that it's hard to really even teach one tutorial, so I'm sure I'll do multiple on this, but the one I'm going to do today is going to be using L'Oreal products, because lately I've been really liking their infallible 24-hour eyeshadows. And one other thing I just picked up was this little kit that was the voluminous lashes, false lashes, and it came with this little voluminous Smoldering crayon. So I'm going to test it out with you guys today, because I think that will make for a good smoky look. The color I'm going to use as my main color is going to be the, what's it called? Oh, Continuous Cocoa, which is 891, and it's very, very dark brown. Almost looks black, but it's cocoa. The black is this one, and it's got more of a sparkle to it. So I'm going to do like a dark brown smoldering eye, because I think that is the most flattering for most people, is using darker browns. You can also go with grays as well, or navies, or lots of different things, but this is what I'm going to go with today. So first you want to start out using a eyeshadow brush and just getting the color all the way across the lid. Just patting it in. And then I start at the lash line and then work my way up, because most of this, you want to basically be smoking it out from the lash line up. So I'm starting in the middle, I'm just patting it all around the lid. And you don't have to be too perfect about everything with smoky eyes, because you're going to be blending it out and smudging it around. So I patted it on first, and now I went to the top of that eyeshadow application and just started softening the line up towards the crease. A lot of the smoky eye is just about blending, blending, blending. So blending it up. Okay, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. Patting it along the lash line. And blending it out. And I'm just using a pretty normal size eyeshadow brush. This is my NARS 1, number 3. You want something that's big enough that it's going to evenly distribute the color, but tight enough that it'll really get a good amount of color on there and be able to blend it out. Okay. So that's a good start. I'm just getting that first lid color on there. And then, next thing you want to do is do your pencil. Grab one more thing. Okay. So I use this little Smoldering pencil from L'Oreal, and it's a very large tip, as you can see. I like to make it parallel with my face. I don't like to go into my face because it doesn't really drag well usually when you go this way. Like, you'll end up like having a choppy line, whereas if you're going this direction, your line ends up being much smoother. So I'm going right towards the top of my lashes and just pressing in and pulling in small strokes outward. And then I go back and just keep doing that and working my way in to the inner eye. Again, your line doesn't have to be totally perfect because you are going to soften the edges of it to make it more smoky. But you do want to make sure that it's all the way to the base of your lashes. You don't want to see any space or skin in between your line and the lash. So that's the most important. And do the same on the other eye. And as you see, I'm still doing that same motion on this eye. I turned my hand around so that I had the pencil at that same angle at my face. And that's just the way I've, developed my technique and decided what's easiest for me. But if you have a different way of making your liner go on and it works for you, then stick with that. Okay, so you've got your liner all the way across. This pencil is really nice and soft. It goes on super easy, which is nice. And that's because it is the coal pencil, which is, gonna smolder and smudge and make it really nice and smoky. Okay, so that's nice and lined on the top. Now you want to line the bottom as well. First you can go on the inside of the eye. With the Smokey, you really want to make sure it's nice and dark all the way around. So I'm going to start on the inside of the eye. And what I do is I just press really lightly on the bottom here just to expose the water line, which is that slightly pink wet line right above your lower lashes. And so when that's exposed, you just go back and forth with your pencil to get the product on it. And take it all the way across. Okay, you see? Makes a pretty big difference right away. Same on the other eye. Okay. I'm just going to make sure that it goes on the inside all the way around. We're going to make a nice, completely smoky eye. Alright, so once you have the line on the inside, you want to make sure you also have it right at the base of the lower lashes as well. So I'm going to just draw with small little strokes right at the base of those lashes too. And this I'm going to definitely be smoking out from here, so it's not going to look this harsh, but I just want to get that product on there so that I can smudge it out after. And same on the other eye. And here I'm mainly focusing the product towards the outer corners because I don't want to completely close in my eye too much by making it too dark on the inside, but I also do want to have it pretty even, so I do pull it all the way around, but it is a little darker out here. Okay. So that's the pencil there. Looks a little crazy right now, but it will look better in a minute. So then you take your little angle eyeliner brush, and you can go back to your Cocoa Infallible eyeshadow, and you'll just go back over that line right on top of it. And so I'm taking the angle of this brush and lining it up with my eye so that it works for me. If you had it this direction, it wouldn't work. You want to make it in this direction so it's going with your eye. And then when I do it on this eye, it's going to go in this direction. So I'm smoking it out, softening that line. It's going to be a really dark smoky eye, because that pencil is pretty intense. I'm just going all the way across, smoking that line out. I'm going to do the same right on the top lid too. I think we'll call this the Smoldering eye because it's a little more intense than your basic smoky eye, I think. So what I did was just ran this across with that eyeshadow on top and softened the line on top. Just blended it into the rest of the shadow. Okay, do the same to the other eye. And just going right on top and blending. And then doing on the top lid. As you can see, as I go across, I switch the position of my brush to work for me. See, I flip it like that to work on the angles that I want. You want to make sure that you blend it evenly all the way from the inner to the outer corner. I'm just kind of cleaning up the side. So you want to, with the smoky eye in general, you don't want to go past the end of your eyebrows or even really the end of your eye here, because you're not really trying to give that cat eye dramatic effect. You're just smoking out from your natural eye shape. So you're just kind of following your natural eye shape and then smoking it out from there. You're not trying to create a new shape. It's almost a little more of a round shape, I guess you could say. It's not an angular look. So I'm just sort of blending a little bit more up towards the crease here. Okay. Next step is using like kind of a fluff brush, like it's a crease brush like this, and we can use, let's see, any sort of shade that's like one shade lighter than whatever you have here to go in your crease, just to kind of give like a halo to continue the smoky effect. I don't have one in those L'Oreal colors right now, so what I'm going to use instead is just like a regular kind of beigey, like light tan color from my Laura Geller palette. But you could use any sort of taupe color or beige color, or even like a mid-tone gray or something like that as well, or mid-tone purple. And just basically run it with this brush right on the crease line, which is framing the other work that you've done with the lid. And that just starts to smoke it out. Blend it all together. And you just keep doing that until you feel that it's giving a nice soft smoky look. You can run it over the other color as well a little bit to blend it. You don't want to run it over the eyeliner really, because you don't want to lighten that at all. And if you want, you can use that same taupe color with your eyeliner brush and just do right on the edge of what you've done here and run it along that. Just smoke that out a little bit more. There you go. It's a very dramatic, smoky look. Another thing that I like to do, just brighten up a little bit under the eyebrows. Another infallible color, this one is called Endless Pearl, number 899. And I just want to run that along my eyebrow bone area. Grab another little eyeshadow brush, a clean one. And just tap a little bit in there. I don't want it to be too intense, but just enough to brighten up right under here. Help lift the eye. Make sure it doesn't get too muddy from all the smokiness. You want to make sure you have some brightness in there to balance it out. The lovely thing about everything that I've been using is since it is that infallible, it's not going to budge. So you don't have to worry about it creasing or running down your face if you're going out dancing or something. I'm also going to pop a little bit of this light color right in the inner corner by my nose here. So brighten that up. Okay. And that's that. And with a smoky eye, the best thing to top it off is definitely mascara, and a lot of it. I like a lot of mascaras, but I guess we should do this one since it came with this little set. See how it works. It's the Voluminous by L'Oreal. It's supposed to make it look like you have false lashes. So let's check it out. Pretty nice brush, not bad. So, you know, I like to do my mascara. I get towards the base, wiggle it, and drag it. I wiggle it so I get a lot of the product on and drag it so it's not clumpy. That does make your lashes quite long, wow. You can see the difference. I like to get all the way in there, make sure it's all the way across. And the other side. Okay. Yeah, those are definitely pretty extreme. Then you just want to do a little bit on the bottom lashes. Just kind of wiggle it back and forth and drag it to extend them a little bit. Oops. Had a little blink there. Hate when that happens, but it didn't do too much damage. Okay. So there you go. There is a very smoky, smoldery look, and you'd be ready to tackle a night on the town. And it's very intense but seductive, and I would definitely pair this with a light lip, something kind of neutral. You could just use like maybe light pink gloss. This is a little steel one that I have from a little kit, but something along these lines. Nothing too intense. Just something to balance it out. I mean, if you're going for a completely vamped out look, you could do a darker lip, and that's a whole look in its own, but in general, I like to pick one or the other, a dark eye or a dark lip. So there you go, that's your sexy smoldery smoky eye, using mostly L'Oreal stuff from the pharmacy. And I hope that helped, and if you have any questions, feel free to email me. Thanks!